nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.
When did it become normal to romantically talk to 7 people at the same time? I actually feel like my head is gonna explode.
Guys, we actually have an incredible sale happening right now over at Angry's Crypto Academy. Everything is 50% off, so definitely go and check it out before the sale ends. The Academy is linked in the description of this video. The relationship between men and women has absolutely never been worse. Women lost and men going their own way won. Watch the end of the video to fully understand the implications of men walking away from dating, relationships, and society, and how women are struggling as a result. Today's video comes from Alana MGTOW. Her channel will be linked in the description of the video so that you can go check her out. And guys, don't forget to follow us on Rumble, link description of the video, because you never really know what can happen on this platform. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
Princess and princes, today I come before you not because I'm crashing out. I think I'm getting there for sure, but I promise this video has a point. Just like, let me cook. The ingredients are loading in my head. Today's video is dedicated to the hopeless romantics. Also for the people who have maybe never been in a relationship or are terrified of one. I've been a member of this community for 20 years now, so I feel qualified to speak on it. This is the origin story. This is why I'm making this video. Someone,
I have a clock,
who was talking to 4 guys at once, leading all of them on, by the way, right, had the nerve to comment on my personal life, talking about, oh, you need to get out there, Alana. Girl, you need to get in. Like, what, hold on. Let me reposition my heart. That was like not the vibe to like immediately attack. Rewind. This is gonna be a massive yap session. I apologize in advance. So I think there's a few reasons for this. So if you see a little bit of yourself in me, let me know. It's like isolating because you see other people getting engaged or in relationships and you're like, oh, am I a freak, or like what's this vibe? No, unless I am just a freak. I think I'm like normal, so definitely not, but there's nothing wrong with me is what I'm trying to say. Yes. Okay, so number 1, I think most men are scared of me. Every guy I've ever met has said, oh, I used to think you were mean, or oh, I was scared to talk to you. Me. But I understand because I feel like sometimes I do come off as very sarcastic and like, but I'm the biggest lover girl. Like, I write my friends love letters for fun, and like I'm just so full of love, so I don't get it. Number 2, I'm simply not built for this generation's tactics. Everything about me is chalant. I don't have a freaking roster. I could make one, but I'm not going to because I have freaking priorities. Oh my gosh, and that's just like such a repulsive thing to me, because if you have the time to have a roster, girl, and the way that people like flex about that, like, and I feel like the stupid one for that, I feel like the crazy one for that. I never cast judgment on people, I never say a word, but everyone does it to me. And I'm like, now I feel like the stupid one. But yeah, I don't know, if you have the time to romantically entertain multiple people at the same freaking time, Indeed is calling your name. Indeed is literally screaming and crying your name, and you need to log on immediately. You need a job, a passion, and hobbies in that exact order. Also, number 3, this is so the romance books jumping out of my soul. My question is like, where are the romance boys? What happened to longing and meaningful connections? Like, I don't, give me a freaking enemies to lovers trope or something. Like, what is this? When are we linking? You're so bad.
I don't feel safe.
I just threw up in my mouth. I just threw up in my mouth and swallowed it. That's like freaking animalistic. Like, why are you foaming at the mouth? Please regulate yourself, because I'm alerting the authorities like now. Or, oh, what's your Snapchat? If someone asks me for my Snapchat, immediate no. You want me to send pictures of my face back and forth with no dialogue? Baby, you pay my day rates for that. Like, that's literally a photo shoot. It's basically a photo shoot, and I have rates for that. You send a photo of your face back and forth. Like, what is going on? Ask me for my number like an adult. And what frustrates me even more is it's the, you're so bad, mama. boys, they're the same ones who will go on Instagram and post quotes that are like, just a lover boy in this generation of bops. Romance is dead. Baby, you're the culprit. You're the one holding the gun. Also, I think my biggest point in all of this is the high standards. Oh my god. It's so over for me. It's so over. So having high standards, I'm not pretentious. I know what I bring to the table, so I know what I can ask of someone. I set the bar high because the bar for myself, the bar is defying gravity. Like, oh my. Which that's like also not a flex because I just like beat myself into the ground and I'm like very hard on myself. Yes, okay, but I know what I deserve.
So, do you really hear this jokery, this nonsense? I know what I deserve. I set the bar from high for myself, so I know what I bring to the table. I know my worth, and as such, that's the reason why I have these extremely high standards. The title of the video that you are watching is literally titled, Why I've Never Had a Boyfriend. So, notice there are so many of these videos popping up now where you have women from all walks of life saying they've never had boyfriends, many now into their 30s who've said they've never had boyfriends. But notice that none of these women, or the vast majority of them, I've yet to meet one, have said, I've never been physically intimate. And if you notice, one of the things that some of them tried to do is immediately play down not having a roster. Because a lot of these young ladies were in the streets for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and they had no stable relationships. They were getting things from men. They were being flown out. They were enjoying lives that they did not earn. And now they have not been able to build any meaningful relationships, and they have extremely high and unrealistic expectations of everyone around them. If you're a 22-year-old woman and you're struggling to make it in this world, but you believe that you're a baddie and you're this and you're that, and you expect a 22-year-old man to bring $100,000 a year minimum, above $100,000 a year, and have all of these things that are just unrealistic for a person who is that age. I did not see my first 100K until I was into my 30s, till I was well into my 30s. I guarantee, and that's, I mean, making 100K in a single year. And I guarantee you that there are a lot of men listening to my video right now who have never made $100,000, and they are much older than I am. I am 41 years old, and I'll be turning 42 this year, but that's pretty late into the year. But I'm 41, turned 41 some months ago, and I did not see my first 100K until I was well into my 30s, and it didn't even happen until I was in around my mid 30s, approaching my late 30s. Okay? And I've had a few 100K years. But let me make this very, very clear. It's not common. And you have to work hard, and you have to have a bit of luck. And luck is basically nothing more than when preparation meets opportunity. And unfortunately, a lot of people never have those two things come together all at once and are able to fully take advantage of it. That is an unfortunate thing. That doesn't mean that you cannot be successful in life. However, the demands of young women today and them believing that they deserve the entire world. Let me ask you something. When the banks collapse, and trust me, it's coming, will you be ready? Imagine waking up to ATMs that don't work, bank doors chained shut, and millions of people left with nothing. No cash, no access to their savings, and no way to survive. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy to teach you everything you need to know about crypto so you can protect yourself and your family. You'll learn how to buy, sell, and even day trade crypto for a living. Plus, we alert you to new crypto trends so you can profit before everyone else even knows what's happening. Right now, I've just published an exclusive investment guide inside the Academy, and it's linked in the description below. In it, I reveal the one coin that could make you a millionaire. A coin so revolutionary, it could change everything. If you missed out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is your second chance. This isn't just about financial freedom. It's about survival. When the system collapses and everyone else is selling, you'll be the one buying, prepared to weather the storm and thrive while others struggle to survive. Don't wait. This knowledge isn't optional, it's critical. The link's in the description. Go check it out now. It's ridiculous. Their standards are way too high, and they're complaining that, they're complaining about men not approaching them, or the guys who do approach them not even asking for their phone numbers anymore. It's unbelievable. The truth is that they don't want these men. They are, they can't seem to understand that women have pushed men away from society. They've told men, don't speak to us, don't be around us. We don't want you here. So what did men do? Men listened. So then you end up with, well, what kind of guys are left? You have simps, and you have, F boys. And these dudes they're not really out there. These are not marriageable men. These are jokers. A lot of the men that are still going to approach women are not going to be good men. They're not going to be men with something to lose. It's going to be a bunch of jokers. Those are the men that they can choose from. Even a lot of the simps today will no longer approach a woman or speak to a woman. They don't even comprehend this, because most simps are weaklings. Most simps are a joke. I've said this already, that the manosphere is filled with simps because they have nowhere else to go. These jokers have destroyed society. And what women don't seem to realize is that now they are being actively replaced in society by women who, well, I shouldn't even put it this way. They're being replaced by a variety of other things. They're being replaced by foreign women, with the rise of the passport kings. They're being replaced by video games. And you might be shocked to even hear me say this, but they're also being replaced by other forms of technology.
This is Aria. So this is our flagship humanoid AI-powered robot. She's highly realistic. She has her own social media, so she might be competing with you one day. What makes her really special is that you can talk to her and ask questions. So maybe we can have her introduce herself and say something.
Hello. I'm Aria, the flagship female companion robot of Realbotics.
What's the purpose of this?
Some of our peers in the robotic space make robots to replace human labor. We think that's a great area, but we think there's a much bigger area in having social robots. So for example, at a convention like this, we can draw a crowd very easily. Aria's been a little bit of a rock star here, with people taking pictures and coming over. So she can promote your brand. The AI is all customizable, so she can learn all about you and your brand, and she can continue to communicate to people. There's a huge epidemic amongst adolescents and seniors on loneliness. So she can be programmed to know you and learn more about you. So she can make that bond with you that feels like a genuine human connection.
But they're going to be in the houses?
We don't have the ability to clean the house. They don't do physical labor, but they're more there to converse with you. It's companionship. They can actually even be a boyfriend or a girlfriend. So we have built that into our AI as well.
You can now see it for yourself. Technology is replacing women in the lives of men. That's one of the reasons why women are furious and downright want video games banned. That's why they're trying to destroy video games for men, because they don't like the fact that men have something that makes them happy. Women don't want men to be happy. Women want men to be in a constant state of panic, fear, and rushing to serve them and make them happy and worship them. It's a very sick thing. And I've talked about this, that we're going to see the Great V collapse. And I thought it was going to happen in 2020. Something else happened in 2020. But the Great V collapse is coming, because what women have done is that they've turned themselves into idols. I made a poll recently where I talked about this. I asked, I said, simping is a form of sinning. And a lot of people responded that, well, it's a form of idolatry. And there's a woman who leaves comments on the channel very, very pretty often, relatively often. And she pointed this out, and other men pointed this out as well, that it is idolatry. Because what simps do is that they have now idolized women. They have turned women into idols, okay, that they worship. And women have also turned themselves into idols, saying that men must worship them. Men must kneel before them. They will never kneel before a man, but men should kneel before them. There was a video I posted where this black woman who said that, black men who are choosing to go and get into, who are refusing to be in relationships and walking away. And, these men are getting into relationships with women of other ethnicities, going overseas. These are men who don't love their mothers. These are men who hate their mothers, because a boy is supposed to worship his mother. There you go. In other words, if a boy worships his mother, that means that he's going to worship other women. Because that's what men were put on earth to do, they believe. That men were put here to worship them and to serve them. Guys, if there's one thing that God loves to do, God enjoys doing this for gain. He enjoys destroying idols, false idols. We've seen this before. All right? He destroys idols. He destroys false idols. And modern women have turned themselves into false idols. There was a point where I think, and again, I'm not the biggest Bible expert, but I believe first God said, "You shall have no other God before me." And then God said, "You shall have," I think it was like basically, "You shall have no other God other than me. I am the only God. You will not worship anyone else other than me." And what do we have today? Modern women have turned themselves into false idols, and they demand worship, and they demand offerings and praise. And this is not going to end well. And of course, in their arrogance, they're not going to be able to figure this out. It's because that's how they're wired. They are not wired for accountability. They are wired for plausible deniability. I remember when I was studying PUA many years ago. I studied PUA. I did the whole PUA thing over 10 years ago. A very long time ago, when I was in my 20s. And, there were guys like Neil Strauss and the Mystery Method, and then there were others whom I learned from. And the crazy thing is that a lot of this was garbage. It was a lot of garbage, but there were some truths in there. For one, they always said if you wanted to be intimate with someone, you had to give her plausible deniability. For example, if she's intimate with you, she needs a way of saying that she's not responsible for it. In other words, she just went over to your place and it just happened. Because women don't take accountability for anything. So basically, you have to give her a means of shifting responsibility and blame for her actions to someone or something else. It's a sick society. And then you wonder why we live in a society where women basically have special privileges, men have special punishments, and essentially, if you have responsibility without authority, you're a slave. And that's what modern men have been turned into. Guys, I've got something huge for you today. If you're not already part of my 3 exclusive communities, you're seriously missing out. Let me break it down for you real quick. Angry's Crypto Academy, your go-to guide for achieving financial freedom through crypto, insider strategies, tools, and tips you can't afford to ignore. If you're not getting ahead in crypto now, you're falling behind. Angry Guys Arcade, for my gamers, tech heads, and hustlers. This is where fun meets profit. Exclusive gaming content, tips, and ways to turn your hobbies into income. Trust me, you'll wish you joined when you see what's coming next. Angry Guys Clubhouse, focused on smart strategies for finance, passive income, and expat living. If you've ever dreamed of living life on your terms, this is where you'll learn how to make it happen. Don't wait. They're all individually linked in the description below. Check them out right now before you get left behind. Time to level up, guys.
But that's like the problem, is it makes you feel so isolated and disappointed, because I'm like, what I want, does that even exist? Oh, I need to like, God, if you can hear me, like, oh no. Okay, I don't know, guys. It's like, bro, someone I took like art class with as a child, like I used to make pottery with this girl. She just got engaged. She's gonna get married. And that, like, seeing people get married, I love that. It doesn't make me like crash out. It's just like a whoa. Like, I just thought of the Gabby Hanna meme, sorry. Whoa. Whoa. It's just like a slap in the face. I'm like, oh, you're an adult now. And that's even funny because like when older guys like try to talk to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, why are you an animal? I'm literally 16 years old. And then I'm like, oh, I'm 20. And I'm very mature. Like, I carry myself very maturely. I did grow up like a lot faster than most people because I don't know, I'm just like really mature. Yeah, that was just like shocks me. I don't know. Why am I like going off script? Like, can you just stick to one topic?
So she says when older guys try to speak to her, she's like, oh, why are you talking to me? I'm only 16. And then she realizes, oh, I'm actually 20, but I'm just like really mature. And then she's like, you know, she has all of these immature guys talking to her when she's so mature and she's so adult and she's so beautiful and she's so special and she's so wonderful and she has these really high standards for herself. So of course she's going to demand all of these different things. And then she's seeing some of her friends get married, and that's great because she's all for relationships. But she's like, you know, I'm still single. It's like they don't seem to get it. Like, you're pushing away every guy that shows any interest in you, and you have unrealistic expectations, and you think that you know, I mean, like, really, how great can you be doing at this point in your life? She has a channel on YouTube. I mean, her channel is here's the thing about being a YouTuber. But if you don't understand that some of the YouTubers that you'll see on this platform that have 1 million subscribers are not making any real money. There are so many channels that have 1 million subscribers, they don't even make $2,000 a month. I'm just being real with you. They can't even make $2K a month because of sometimes it's like the kind of content that they're making. A lot of times ad revenue is just not what a lot of you guys think it is. Ad revenue can really, really suck. You can have 1 million subscribers and struggle to make 200 to 300,000 views a month from your channel. And you can look at someone's videos and you can say, well, this person has released, you know, all of these videos and each of their videos has like 20,000 views. But how many videos did they release? Well, they released 10 videos in the month. So how many views is that? Well, that's 200,000 views. So how much is that equal to in ad revenue? That's like not even like that's a lot of the time. That's like, I don't even know, like not even $2,000, not even 2K. So this person is like, 200,000 views. They didn't even make $2,000 for the month off that. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, and then you can have someone who has 50,000 subscribers and they're pulling in $1 million a year from their channel. But that's because they understand their markets. They have higher CPMs, higher RPMs, and they're also involved. They're also providing products and services. So it varies. So I don't know where she is in her life, but this is how so many young women are. They expect the world, but what do they really have to offer? And they say they don't care what men think or men want, what men want. Wow.
Oh wait, Loki, I'm the problem too. I forgot to touch on this part because I think self-awareness is like really important. So like, yes, acknowledging my weaknesses, period. When someone, see, okay, when someone does show interest in me, I have walls built so high that it's like impossible for anyone to get close. Even some of my friends have told me about this and they're like, oh, I know you like don't want me in your life like that. And I'm like, huh, what? Like I do. I think that's just like a fear of vulnerability. I don't like letting people like see my weaknesses or whatever. Like what? Because like my vibe, it's a corrupt vibe for sure, but it's definitely a vibe for sure. The more people you let in your life, that's more people who can I think it's just because I live such a beautiful and fulfilling life alone.
And one thing I kind of need to point out is that so many of these people who make these kinds of videos are absolutely toxic. Absolutely toxic. Like it's like they think that they are the greatest thing in the entire world and they make everyone else feel like crap around them. And then people, if you have friends and your friends feel like you don't even want to be their friend, eventually people just like they get tired of you. They stop calling you. They stop speaking to you because they could feel your energy. Like she's calling herself the vibe, but her friends are. She's saying that her friends are like, we know you don't even really like us or want us around. Like it's what does that say? And then it's like you're not like necessarily rejecting it, and you're like, oh, I have so many walls and I have so much. It's like, so wait, you have so many walls and you're afraid of being hurt and all of this stuff, and you're only 20 years old. That sounds like trauma to me. And how does that woman end up with a lot of trauma? Oh, quite simple, because of a lot of relationships. Hmm. She mentioned earlier not having a roster, basically a roster of guys. Like she started off the video by saying, how is it normal to be in multiple relationships and to talk to like 7 different guys at one time? That just illustrates how most women operate today, where they're carrying multiple relationships at once. So a lot of these young women, it's like it's like all the candy they want, more candy, give me more candy, give me more candy. For men, the average man has to go out and earn everything, including physical intimacy. The average woman, she basically has a credit card where everything is given to her just for existing. As long as she's young, cute, and fit, she can pretty much get anything that she wants. And even then, a lot of women who don't even match up perfectly with those things still get a lot for free. So they go out, they basically are physically intimate with Chad, Tyrone, Ray, Pookie, Enrique, Miguel, Quan, Little Poncho. They love Little Poncho. They can't get enough of Little Poncho. All right. Of course, his brother Sancho has to get up in the mix. Okay. Let's not forget about Enrique and Miguel. So it covers all the spectrums, all the colors of the rainbow, all the spectrums of the rainbow. And then and only then they want a good guy. Like I'm gonna tell you where she's heading after this. Like after because this is, guys, what did I tell you? The streets, they lead to the church. The church leads back to the streets. Okay? So after all of this, they'll be in the church. Okay? And you have to be very careful because don't forget that it's a vicious cycle. Only fools leads to the streets to lead to the church. Only fools leads to the streets. It's a circle. It's a circle, but it's not just it's not a perfect circle. It's like it's a cycle. So it's like one leads to the other and the other leads, and you can mix and match however you like it. So when everything is done, said and done, you know, they'll find themselves in the church. And I told you, you know, pastor is nothing, it's just another name for pimp, and church lady is just another name for, one of his chicks. That's really how it is. You know? It's sad, but it's true. And that's why men have to be aware of these things. Guys, we actually have an incredible sale happening right now over at Angry's Crypto Academy. Everything is 50% off. So definitely go and check it out before the sale ends. The academy is linked in the description of this video.
That adding more people into my life, the more variables there are, the less control I have. Is that my issue? Is it control? Oh, okay. So yeah, that's my vibe. The inability to let people in makes you feel like an outsider. Oh. I just wanted to make this video so that people can feel less alone. And maybe if you see yourself in me, you're like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not a freak. You're not a freak, I promise. Like, yes. And if you were, at least now you know you're not the only one. Right? We can be like twin freaks.
The reason why men are walking away from dating and relationships is because they no longer make any sense. And women are going to have to live with that reality now that most are going to be childless and single for the rest of their lives. And as more men choose to avoid relationships, to avoid dating, and instead prioritize their own happiness, their finances, their safety, their well-being, even as the economy becomes more difficult to survive in, a lot of these men will thrive regardless because the average man can live happily in a shoebox at the side of the road while the average woman cannot. Guys, I keep telling you, things are not going to be as stable as you think they are. I keep telling you guys, this is your last chance to jump into crypto. I keep telling you guys, people like me won't be around forever. You won't have Uncle Angry forever. I won't be here forever. I won't, I won't. I won't. And it's not because I'm going to run off like, oh, I just made all of this money. No, it's because eventually people get tired. They move on to other things, and you won't be able to get these answers like you're getting them. This is the last chance for a lot of you to make your money by investing in crypto, especially with Trump coming in. And I've been screaming it from the rooftops. And there are going to be so many people. You can't say a lot of my critics, a lot of the haters, a lot of people who are like, you know what, it's just not for me. There are going to be some people who said, it's just not for me. I acknowledge that crypto is just not for me. And I'm like, okay, I respect that. But here's the thing. These same people are going to be saying, damn it, now I have to go and invest in crypto. Now I have to go and buy crypto because that's where the economy is right now. The dollar is junk. And if I want to survive, I have to buy crypto. Yes, the world sucks. And this is how everyone becomes like, all these people are like cash is king. They become like babies. They start throwing a hissy fit. And guess what? No one cares. The world moves on. And now they have to learn about crypto. They have to do these things. And they're like, they think back to Uncle Angry and they're like, why didn't I listen to Uncle Angry? Why didn't I jump on in? Why didn't I take his courses? Why didn't I, use the academy? Because now you're going to have all these con men out there who are going to try to take advantage of you. Oh yeah, man, I could teach you. I could teach you. And right? The academy is extremely affordable. It's basically the cost of a cup of coffee. All right. And you're going to have these con men out there with these academies where it's like $1,500 or $3,000. I'm being so serious, that's like all kinds of total BS. All right. And they're just going to con you and string you along. And it's going to be and they'll have a bunch of Indian guys in other countries because everyone needs to get a cut of that money. And it's like, you're not getting anywhere. like a lot of you are going to spend weeks like taking courses, so taking an entire course, maybe even at like a university course, just so that you can like, so you can spend 3 months learning how to use a crypto wallet. Like I teach you instantly how to use a crypto wallet. I teach you all the basics. I cut through all the fat. I get to the point right away. We just added a new quick start section in the Crypto Academy where you guys can learn rapidly. Like basically tells you right away, here's everything. Like you have in-depth courses in there that breaks down everything, but we just added a quick start in there. So you get everything you need right away. For people who are like, listen, I want just the basics right away. You have that. And then you have full support as well, where you can reach out to me and talk to me and say, hey, I have a question, and we can provide you with answers and guide you. And you won't get that anywhere else. You won't get that anywhere else. And it's like I go so hard on this crypto thing because this is going to be the difference between life and death and survival for so many men. I'm not saying for women, because most women will not be able to get into crypto. I'm just being honest, because women are risk adverse. And aside from the complexity, because there are levels of complexity, there are levels of there is a learning curve. I have someone in the academy right now, and he's basically like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is so like, and like, bro, he's like, I followed your courses. I downloaded the wallet. I set up the wallet, and now, and he's like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. And I'm like, bro, you were able to successfully decide which wallets you want. You were able to learn how to install your wallets. And now you're at the point where now you want to go and buy your crypto. And you're actively speaking to me. And you have all the resources you need. You've done half the battle right there. And you've done that in record time. So it may feel like you don't know what the heck you're doing because it's completely brand new. But you were able to do that just reading the courses with, and I was there to help you provide us whatever insight you needed, but this was really all you. And I basically just clarified things for you. And that's the honest, and that's the truth. Like, a lot of men, when they come into crypto, they feel afraid at first because they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. But you learn, and it's kind of, you struggle and you get there. And it's amazing seeing like how so many guys have progressed in the academy and how fast they're learning and how they're buying their first coins, and it's going rapidly. But there's so many guys that are going to find themselves in epic amounts of failure because they didn't learn. They chose to be lazy, and now they're gonna be taken advantage of. They're gonna be taken advantage of. Like I've got guys in my academy who, they started off as babies, and now they're gonna be like wolves in sheep's clothing because they're buying up crap coins. They have the coins that they like, but now they're graduating to other points, other places, and they're going on and they're getting themselves crap coins deliberately so that they can turn around and sell these crap coins to people like you who are crypto critics. I mean, you guys know who you are. And when you start rushing in and trying to buy crypto, they'll be selling these crap coins to you. For example, oh, you want Bitcoin? I sell you Bitcoin. I sell you Bitcoin. Literally, you don't even realize that the coins you're buying are not actually Bitcoin. They're ERC20 tokens that were made on the Ethereum blockchain that are just being called Bitcoin. And you're like, oh my gosh, I have an entire Bitcoin, and I was able to get it for only $200. I got it on sale. I got it on sale. One Bitcoin is now going for over $90,000. And recently, Bitcoin crossed the $100,000 point before slipping in and going back up. And it's been going back and forth for a little bit now. And there are going to be people, especially boomers, who are going to think that they secured a $100,000 coin for $200. You're going to have some baby boomers and people, crypto critics, who are like, oh my gosh, I just got all, you know what? I bought four of them. I bought four Bitcoins for $200 a pop. All right. I'm secured. So, and how much are those coins worth? Well, they're supposed to be worth $100,000 each. And you bought four of those coins for $200 a pop. That's right. So you spent $800 for $400,000 worth of coins. Yes, but the guy I bought them from, like, I guess he didn't know what he was doing. Guys, I'm telling you, don't mess around. Don't mess around. Women lost and men going their own way won. It's going to be very hard times out there. The FEMA camps are not going to be messing around. A lot of people are going to be in these nasty FEMA camps. Tyrone is the king of Tent City. Tyrone's going to be running wild. Tyrone's not playing around, you know? Tyrone is not playing around in these places because he's stressed out too. Tyrone can get stressed sometimes, so he's not playing around. Like if you either you're gonna be respectful and this is his house. What was it? There were shows back in the 90s. Like there was some shows back in the 90s. There was something like Mr. Something's House. I can't remember the name of this show, like Mr. So and So's house. But this is gonna be Mr. Tyrone's house. Tent City is Mr. Tyrone's house because Tyrone's the king of Tent City, and he's gonna rule Tent City with an iron fist. But yeah, guys, women are gonna be saying a lot of women are gonna be facing extremely hard times because they basically are. They have the golden V, and the golden V is high up on a pedestal right now, and it's gonna be knocked off its perch, and it's when they hit the ground, they're gonna be shocked because it's gonna be like hell on earth. And because they've lived these lives where they were not preparing for hard times, they're not going to know how to deal with hard times. And the only thing that they're going to do is wrap themselves in a blanket of delusion, as they've done for most of their lives. And that's going to be their true undoing, not being able to adapt to hard times. But guys, let me know what you guys think regarding all of this. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you liked the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA. Men walking away. And cheers.